How INFJs think when they fall in love. INFJs don't fall in love the way most people do. They don't fall suddenly. They don't fall loudly. And they don't fall without meaning. When an INFJ falls in love, it doesn't feel like excitement first. It feels like recognition. A quiet sense of this matters. A deep inner shift that says, this person has weight in my world. INFJs don't just give affection. They give attention. They give presence. They give parts of themselves they rarely show anyone. That's why when INFJs fall in love, it's never casual. They don't just open their heart. They commit their soul. INFJs approach love the same way they approach life, with depth, intention, and emotional responsibility. Love, to an INFJ, is not a feeling to chase. It's a reality to honor. Before they fall, INFJs observe. Before they attach, they reflect. Before they commit, they imagine consequences. This video explores how INFJs think when they fall in love, not the behaviors people notice on the outside, but the quiet mental and emotional processes happening underneath. If you're an INFJ, this may finally put language to thoughts you've never spoken. And if you love an INFJ, this will help you understand just how deeply they love, even when they don't say it. 1. INFJs don't fall quickly. They observe first. INFJs don't fall in love at first sight. They watch. Long before feelings become conscious, an INFJ is paying attention. Not to appearances. Not to charm. But to patterns. They notice how someone treats others. How they respond to stress. How consistent they are. How safe their presence feels. INFJs are intuitive, but they are not impulsive. Their intuition gathers data quietly. When an INFJ begins to feel drawn to someone, they don't rush toward it. They step back. They ask themselves questions they may not even realize they're asking. Is this person emotionally honest? Are their words aligned with their actions? Do I feel calm or activated around them? Does their presence feel safe to my nervous system? To others, this looks like hesitation. But for an INFJ, this is protection. They know that once they fall deeply. So they don't fall until they trust the ground beneath them. 2. INFJs fall in love with meaning, not fantasy. INFJs don't fall in love with who someone could be. They fall in love with who someone is, and what that means. When an INFJ starts developing feelings, it's not driven by surface attraction. It's driven by resonance. They fall in love with depth of conversation, emotional intelligence, shared values, quiet understanding, the feeling of being emotionally met. INFJs don't crave intensity. They crave alignment. They imagine the future, not in a fantasy sense, but in a practical, emotional way. They ask, can I grow with this person? Can we face difficulty together? Does this connection feel sustainable? If the answer feels uncertain, the INFJ hesitates, even if the chemistry is strong. Because INFJs don't want passion without purpose. They want meaning. 3. INFJs attach slowly, but completely. INFJs don't give pieces of their heart casually. They give it all, or not at all. As feelings deepen, INFJs become internally bonded long before they show it. Their attachment forms quietly, invisibly. They may not flirt overtly. They may not express desire dramatically. But internally, they are integrating this person into their emotional world. They begin thinking in we instead of me. They consider the other person's needs instinctively. They hold emotional space without being asked. This is where INFJs are often misunderstood. People assume, they're not that into me. They seem distant. They're hard to read. But in reality, the INFJ is already deeply attached, just privately. Their love lives inward first. 4. INFJs feel love as responsibility. For INFJs, love is not just affection. It's responsibility. When they fall in love, they feel accountable for the emotional well-being of the connection. They ask themselves, how can I protect this? How can I support them? How can I avoid causing harm? This sense of responsibility can make INFJs cautious. They don't want to promise what they can't sustain. They don't want to open doors they might one day close. INFJs know the impact of emotional withdrawal, so they don't attach lightly. This is also why INFJs may stay longer than they should. Once committed, they feel morally tied to the relationship. Love, to an INFJ, is a vow, even before words are spoken. 5. INFJs love through understanding, not possession. INFJs don't love by controlling. They love by understanding. They want to know what hurts you, what shaped you, what you fear, what you hope for. They remember details others forget. They notice shifts in mood. They sense emotional changes before they're spoken. INFJ love looks like listening deeply, holding silence comfortably, offering emotional safety, being present without demanding attention. They don't need constant reassurance. They need emotional truth. And they give the same in return, quietly, consistently. 6. INFJs struggle with vulnerability even in love. Even when deeply in love, INFJs struggle to fully open. Not because they don't trust, but because vulnerability feels irreversible. Once an INFJ reveals their deepest feelings, they can't take them back. So they reveal themselves slowly, layer by layer, test by test. They watch how their emotions are handled. Are they dismissed? Are they respected? Are they safe? If an INFJ feels misunderstood emotionally, they retreat. Not out of punishment, out of self-protection. Their heart is deep and fragile in its own way. 7. INFJs love with loyalty, even in silence. INFJ love doesn't fade quickly, even when hurt, even when distant, even when unspoken. They remain emotionally loyal long after others have moved on. They carry memories. They carry meaning. They carry unresolved feelings quietly. This loyalty can be beautiful, but also painful. INFJs don't detach easily, because when they love with permanence in mind. 8. When an INFJ loves you, it's a rare gift. INFJs don't fall in love often, but when they do, it's intentional, sacred, rare. They give emotional presence, deep understanding, quiet devotion, long-term commitment. They don't love for excitement. They love for meaning. And when an INFJ chooses you, they're not choosing a moment. They're choosing a future. They're committing not just their heart, but their inner world. INFJs don't fall in love loudly. They fall inward. Their love is thoughtful, intentional, deeply human. And if you've ever been loved by an INFJ, even quietly, you've experienced one of the rarest forms of love there is. If this video felt familiar, if it described emotions you've never fully explained, you're not alone. There are others who love the way you do, who commit deeply, who feel quietly. If you want more calm, psychology-based content that understands the INFJ emotional world, consider subscribing. Because not all love is loud. Some of the deepest love lives in silence.